You're watching Reality Check. The government's dramatic move in Kashmir has accelerated the focus of our show tonight, which is the mass exodus of opposition MPs in the Rajya Sabha to the BJP. Now, even by the relaxed ethical standards of Indian politics, this exodus has been unprecedented. In the last 50 days alone, 9 MPs of the Rajya Sabha have switched sides, some individually, some in batches. The reason is obvious. The BJP/NDA has a mammoth majority in the Lok Sabha but is short of about 24 in the upper house, creating a legislative deadlock. But increasingly, because of this exodus, that gap is narrowing. Here, for example, are the MPs of the Congress crossing over one by one, the most prominent of which is Sanjay Singh, for long one of the Congress's stalwarts in the Gandhi family bastion of Amethi in Uttar Pradesh. Also, there are MPs of the Telugu Desam party who switched sides as well. 4 of them in one go. Is it a package deal? It included Chandrababu Naidu's point person in New Delhi, the businessman MP Sujana Chaudhary. And the latest, MPs of the Samajwadi Party jumping ship soon after the scrapping of Article 370. 2 of them have joined just now, and earlier on, one of their party colleagues, Neeraj Shekhar, had also crossed over. Now, when asked why, the answer in almost all cases is the newfound love of Narendra Modi.
जो सपने हैं, उन सपनों का अमली जामा पहनाया जा सकता है तो नरेंद्र मोदी के नेतृत्व में। मैं आज यही सारे कारण थे कि कांग्रेस को छोड़ करके बीजेपी की तरफ बढ़ रहा हूं।
ये धारा 370 का मैंने समर्थन किया। प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी और गृह मंत्री अमित शाह जी के नेतृत्व में जो मजबूती और मजबूत कदम उठाए हैं, उसको स्वीकार करके, उसको समर्थन करके मैं कांग्रेस से इस्तीफा दिया।
Mood of the nation, which has very clearly shown in the recent elections. So after that, we all have decided that we should join in building this great nation.
प्रधानमंत्री जी के सबका साथ, सबका विकास और विश्वास का जो नारा है, उससे प्रेरित होकर भारतीय जनता पार्टी में शामिल हो रहा हूं। धारा 370 को हटाकर हमारे राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष अमित शाह जी ने जो नया इतिहास लिखने का काम किया है, उससे प्रेरणा लेकर मैं आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी में शामिल हो रहा हूं।
माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का जो विजन है, उनकी जितनी नीतियां हैं, उन सबको देखते हुए मैंने ये फैसला किया। जिस दिन 370 का बिल आ रहा था, हमारी पार्टी उसको विरोध कर रही थी, उसके फेवर में मैंने ये त्यागपत्र देके भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ज्वाइन करने का फैसला लिया।
But is it love for Prime Minister Modi or fear of the taxman? Is it public interest or business interest? Based on public records on their own declaration plus information from their company websites and so on, it emerges that at least 5 of these 9 turncoats are businessmen or have substantial business interests. At least 2 of them have ongoing cases against them. Y.S. Chaudhary, who switched from the TDP to the BJP, has declared assets of close to 200 crores. He is the chairman of the Sujana Group, and he's under scanner for a rupees 6,000 crore bank default. Another party colleague of his, CM Ramesh, who also switched over to the BJP, has declared assets of 175 crores. He's the executive director of something called Rithwik Projects, and there have been tax raids on him last year for transactions of 100 crore rupees. TG Venkatesh, also from the TDP, switching over, has declared assets of 86 crores and is the chairman of something called TGV, and he is valued, or the company is valued, at 480 crores. Sanjay Seth of the Samajwadi Party, who switched over, declared assets of 63 crores, is a co-founder of Shalimar Corporation Limited. And Surendra Singh Nagar, who's also his colleague in the Samajwadi Party, has declared assets of 47 crores, is also an industrialist. And so the list goes on and on, with these MPs declaring assets of 39 crores. Less than that, the number falls, but it gives you a sense of the kind of MPs who have been crossing over. Now, the net result of all of this is that this is what it has done to the numbers game in the Rajya Sabha, where the total strength of the Rajya Sabha is at 245. The halfway mark is 123. Now, the NDA before the quote-unquote exodus was at 112, but as the exodus has proceeded, it has brought them closer to the halfway mark. They're now at 116, so almost there. Well, I spoke a short while ago to one of those who had crossed over, the Congress's Sanjay Singh. Sanjay Singh, formerly with the Congress, now with the BJP, thank you very much for joining us. Now, in the past 50 days, 9 MPs, including you, have crossed over. Isn't this harmful to democracy?
No, it's not harmful for the democracy, because in Congress, what democratic norm as far as politics is concerned, I think two most important factors are dialogue and communication. I think Congress has lost these two most important facets of politics as well as democracy. So that is the situation. You are only counting the MPs and few MLAs from other states, but the ground realities are Congress has lost its moorings because of the situation with the no hollow leadership, no dialogue, no communication, and there is no coordination in rank and file. And yes.
But Mr. Singh, I mean, all that's very well, but didn't all of this strike you when you were fighting on a Congress ticket as recently as May? No, you are right. You are right. It is. I have been thinking about for the last 1 year, and it is factor of the time, that how and when you want to take decision. Right.
At that stage, I didn't take decision. Decision I took just now.
Right. But you know, Mr. Singh, let's play straight now. We know what's happening. The BJP is short of numbers in the Rajya Sabha, so they're just amassing numbers. The allegation is that many of you have been put under pressure by tax authorities and so on. Is that true? Were you under any kind of pressure?
Not at all. Not at all. I am simply a farmer. I have no business. Nothing so far as anybody can put any kind of pressure on me. Because absolutely my politics is clean, straight, and absolutely transparent.
I just wanted to say that you have declared assets of 34 crores. This is not very much in the context of Indian politics, but it is 34 crores.
Yes. My forefathers came more than 1400 years ago. We were royalties, so-called royalties, up to 1950, and we always connected with people. We always like when there is a Raja and there is a Praja, when there is a leader, there is a follower. So I have been always working with our people.
Right.
So there is no any kind of pressure on me.
Okay, but you know, many people say this kind of exodus indicates that it is the end of ideology. The traditional line was that you in the Congress considered the BJP communal. You don't believe the BJP practices communal politics anymore?
I don't think so. Today the BJP is absolute change. Pradhan Mantri is only talking of people. He is talking of taking sabka saath, sabka vikas, sabka vishwas. I don't think so that there's any kind of problem and ideology.
Yeah, but you know, you say that, but the BJP doesn't have a single Muslim MP in the Lok Sabha out of more than 300 MPs.
They I think fielded few member Lok Sabha MPs, but in Rajya Sabha they have got a few MPs who are minister.
Well, that's in the Rajya Sabha, but one of your BJP colleagues in Parliament, not in the Rajya Sabha but in the Lok Sabha, is Sadhvi Pragya. We know her views very well. You still don't think the BJP doesn't encourage communal politics?
I don't think. They are not encouraging communal politics at all. They want to take everyone, and that is the reason why today majority in the country is with Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi.
Okay.
And you can see the numbers in the Lok Sabha, you can see the percentage of votes, you can see the following and everywhere.
Okay. Well, and now he has one more follower, you. Thank you very much indeed, Sanjay Singh,
Thank you
for
so much. Thank you. Pleasure.
joining us. Thanks very much indeed. Well, Derek O'Brien, who is a Trinamool Congress member of Parliament in the Rajya Sabha, one of those who has not crossed over, has of course a very different view, a very strong view. I spoke to him earlier about this mass exodus. Let's take a look. What do you make of this mass exodus of these MPs crossing over to the BJP? They are claiming they're doing it because they've discovered that the Modi government is doing fantastic work. They're very happy with the Article 370 being scrapped. Do you buy that explanation?
Whether I buy the explanation or don't buy the explanation, there are intelligent people who view television across India and even more intelligent people who view your gutsy channel with a spine, NDTV. So no one will buy this explanation. And it's, since you mentioned mass exodus, I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. But yes, 9 MPs, 4 from TDP, 3 from SP and 2 from Congress. Yeah, that's a lot of MPs, 9 MPs in 50 days. That's not a good record to have, I think, for a government. It's a dubious record. And the dubious record is also the way they've passed bills in Parliament. 17% of bills have been scrutinized by both houses of Parliament.
Right.
Used to be 60 to 70%. Rules have been broken. List of business is not circulated and bills are brought before that. So these are all dubious records.
But Derek O'Brien, if you're saying that these MPs are not crossing over simply because it is for the love of Modi, what exactly is it that is impelling them?
This is actually the love of a spa as an SPA. There's a spa outside the BJP office. And when MPs, before they join, they are put into this proverbial spa. All their sins are washed away. All their CBI cases are washed away. So that's spa. So once they are cleansed, then they go and at various days, different people hand over the party flag to them and they become BJP MPs. Most of these MPs who've crossed over, certainly many of them, are all big industrialists, so they're all big industrialists. And this is called the insurance policy.
Are you saying, I mean, why don't you be blunt? Are you saying that this is because of pressure, that they're doing this in a way to protect their businesses? There's a threat of raids, there's pressure of that kind?
Of course. Of course. There are MPs like me, I can say very proudly, that bring on CBI, bring on ED because we are not industrialists. But there are industrialists and I understand, I can at some level at least understand what their problem is. Certainly 1 or 2 from SP, certainly half of the MPs who move from the TDP.
Right.
These are industrialists, so they don't want to be harassed and hassled. And once they join BJP, they've gone through the spa and they've all been cleansed. Now nothing will happen.
But Derek,
and there's also something more bizarre which happened in Rajya Sabha.
Right. But Derek O'Brien, wouldn't you also concede that this is also simply them reading the political wind? They can sense that the opposition is in disarray. You're not able to come together in the Rajya Sabha, which is the one house where the BJP is short of the numbers. Now they're coming closer and closer to the numbers. But even on crucial issues, whether it's triple talaq, whether it's on Kashmir, you find so many parties crossing the aisle. I mean, if not by defecting, but certainly by voting in favor of the government.
I must tell you, let me mention a few political parties. I can talk about my All India Trinamool Congress. For us, ideology is not a t-shirt which you change every day or someone will put some pressure. So we are voting on every bill on ideology. And I must tell you, so have the DMK. Whether you agree with us or don't agree with us, that's different. The DMK have been very solid in opposition. I would say the Congress have been solid in opposition in whatever their views. We have not agreed with all their views.
Right.
So have the left.
Yes.
So have the left. But I would in fact appeal to the federal parties. The federal parties today are under pressure. It's parties like the TRS, parties like Jagan Reddy's party,
Right.
parties like Biju Janata Dal's party. I can't mention names because they're all colleagues of mine and member of parliament, but in parliament, but I do hear some of them saying,
Yes.
our conscience is saying something, and the telephone call which came last night from our party chief is saying something.
But is
Thankfully,
it
my
just,
party chief is Mamata Banerjee, and we are under no such pressure.
Okay, last question to you. Do you think that this exodus is going to continue? Because you know a lot of these MPs. Do you see more crossing over?
Yeah. Let me make my party's stance very clear. We are the third largest party in parliament, that is Trinamool. After the BJP and the Congress, we have 35 MPs, 13 in Rajya Sabha, 22 in Lok Sabha. And let me tell you, you can play it back if someone does. Nobody will cross over to BJP, any of these 35 MPs from the All India Trinamool Congress.
But
because
I'm not-
they believe in the ideology of the Trinamool and Mamata Banerjee. And for the other parties,
Yes.
for the other parties, I don't want to speculate. I have a lot of respect for all my colleagues in Rajya Sabha. I can only make a friendly appeal to them. Now is the time we need to show, whether we are in Rajya Sabha, whether we are citizens, or whether we are journalists and whether we are television channels, we need to stand up and show the BJP that we have the spine. We have to do this. Otherwise, democracy is at stake. We will soon have a dictatorship.
All right, Derek O'Brien there, thank you very much for joining us. Joining us also on the show tonight, we have Lanka Dinakar, earlier with the TDP, now with the BJP, Brajesh Kalappa, spokesperson Congress, Neerja Chaudhary, senior journalist. Thank you all patiently for listening in. So, Lanka Dinakar, to you first. Now, you also crossed over, Lanka Dinakar. You were such a strong critic of the BJP. You used to come on our programs and attack the BJP. Surely you don't expect us to believe that this is just happening because suddenly one day you woke up and discovered the BJP was a wonderful party.
Yeah, Sanket.
It's Srinivasan Jain, Lanka Dinakar, but that's fine. Sanket is a dear colleague.
Leadership qualities which has the possessed by the Modi K, which was upheld by the people of this nation in 2019 election. Dedication, determination and the decisiveness of the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, which has recognized by the people of this nation. When the people chose the path as a politician,
No, but Mr. Dinakar,
Let you hear, you ask the question. If you have no patience, you should not ask question. You ask me the question.
My gosh, Mr. Dinakar, your transformation into a BJP spokesperson is quite complete. Look at the aggression.
What is the wrong in it? I have made my decision according to the people's wish. People
But this
have
tell
given
me-
very clear.
But tell me this wholesale-
2019 and
Wholesale exodus from your party-
Democratically elected Narendra Modi ji.
Okay.
Called as a dictator just now. I am unable to understand why this kind of comment, this kind of impatience happen.
Okay, if I'm now may, Mr. Dinakar, you've expressed your outrage. Can I ask you a question?
You need to be in a position to understand what I am telling.
Okay, I'm asking you a question that this mass... Okay, this exodus from your party, wholesale exodus from your party, this wholesale exodus from your party, Mr. Dinakar, you're not allowing me to answer a question.
According to the path which shown by the people.
Mr. Dinakar, I don't want to lower your mic, but I think we are heading into that situation.
What if I have taken my decision? Then there is a wrong...
Okay, Mr. Dinakar, it's impossible to ask you a question. Let me move to Brajesh Kalappa. Brajesh Kalappa, do you concede that at somewhere along the line, this is as much a failure of the Congress? You just heard one of your stalwarts in Amethi. They're saying that the party has no future, it doesn't know where it's coming or going. So why blame us?
See, Srinivasan, I think the first thing is that you've asked a very right question. That ideology can't change depending on the success or failure of a political party. Either you're wedded to the ideology or you're not. It's as simple as that. And this very interesting point you made out, that how can 9 MPs suddenly have the same thought process, suddenly they think along the same lines.
Yes.
9 of them suddenly around the same time they come to the same conclusions.
Yes.
And they work along the same lines.
Yes.
And all of them,
But
one
what
after
about
the
the
other, one
Congress?
after the other.
No, but what about the fact that, don't you acknowledge, this is also a sign of the lack of faith in the Congress and the other opposition parties? People just now see you as a losing proposition.
See, I think the answer to that is in the anti-defection law. If you look at the anti-defection law, the law itself premises itself on the basis...
No, Brajesh, not the anti-defection law. I'm just simply asking you, the political message from this is that people are leaving you. And they are citing reasons for it. This is a crisis, is it not?
No, the BJP wants to send that message. See, we have lost 17 MLAs, both from the JDS and the Congress party in Karnataka.
Yes.
In Karnataka, just recently, just 2 months ago.
Yes.
So, why did they go? I think the answer, everybody knows. Mr. Yediyurappa was very candid in one of the tapes.
Right.
He revealed that he was, it was his voice, in which he was offering 25 crore to an MLA to switch side.
You're still blaming the BJP, Brajesh. Some would say that is being in denial. But Neerja, let me ask you this, that, it's one thing to see defections of not, this is not new to Indian politics. But this kind of large-scale exodus, almost like a bargain sale of MPs, MLAs crossing over, this is fairly unusual, is it not, and worrying?
Yes, it is. And I think the reasons are several, 2-3 reasons I would say. Many of these MPs see the BJP as a party with a future. Where they will find benefit. It can be benefit for power, whether it's peace or the economic sword not hanging over their heads. It can be different reasons.
Right.
But they see the BJP as a party of the future.
Right.
Number 2, they see their own party with little future. And the headlessness of the Congress for 2.5 months has really not done much to
help things.
Give a sense of confidence and assurance to congressmen
who
may have future politics, and they're very, very worried. Even those who've not left, they are very worried men. Of course, you've talked about this, the tools, whether it's the ED, the tax authorities, the CBI, and there are stories, I don't know what the truth is, of these being used by the ruling party to get people to fall in line.
Okay.
The number 4 thing which we should not forget, we used to say by 2020, the BJP would have a majority. The BJP showed a majority recently of 2/3 as far as 370 was concerned. But it is very keen to go ahead with its own core agenda and needs a majority in the upper house.
Right. Lanka Dinakar, the fact that of these TDP MPs who crossed over, they have crores of assets. Some of them are facing charges of bank fraud, of being defaulters. Some of them were raided as recently as the end of last year. Are you saying that these are not factors
I am coming to the point.
in bringing them over? The charges against them?
You ask the question, let you have some patience while I am giving the answer. You are speaking about the Srinath Chaudhary.
Yes.
Where is the fight case against Srinath Chaudhary, whether it is in ED or the CBI? There is no fight case on Srinath Chaudhary. There is for witness, for information. CBI has given notice, ED has given notice for him for the cause of information. He cooperated, he has given information.
But the 6,000 crore allegation of 6,000 crore bank default?
You don't use unnecessary comments without having proper argument. Whether there is
unnecessary comments, this is in the public record. But this is in public record.
The company which you are mentioning, he is not director. He has no connection tightly.
Okay.
He has some kind of information for which they have doubts. CBI called, EBI called. He has given enough information. That is one point.
What about Mr. CM Ramesh, who was raided in October of last year for transactions of 100 crore rupees? CM Ramesh.
Let you hear. As far as ideology is concerned, just now I heard as EDC basic formation itself against Congress. Chandrababu Naidu ji, after joining hands together with Congress, people like Srinath Chaudhary ji and me personally told very clearly in the party forum, do not go along with the Congress party. We did it here. That's why this kind of what we had faced in Andhra Pradesh.
Okay.
We are very clear that we are anti-Congress party. When he is siding with Congress party, there is no question of continuing in TDP.
Okay. So you're saying it was as simple as that.
Gets hurt.
It was anti-Congressism which drove you into the arms of the BJP, nothing to do with cases or charges or business interests. Okay, well, we'll leave it there because we're completely out of time. Thank you all so much for joining us on Reality Check. Thanks for watching. Good night.